Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Christy-Faith. I'm here tonight with you to talk all things homeschooling. Welcome. Am I straight on Facebook and YouTube? Facebook and YouTube, tell me if I'm straight. I'm babysitting tonight. I have Giraffe and I have Rocco. I am babysitting. Yes.
You're great on YouTube.
I'm what?
You're good on YouTube.
Oh, good. I'm centered on YouTube and Facebook. I love it. Hi, welcome everybody. Come on in. I'm Christy-Faith. I'm babysitting tonight. This is Giraffe. Say hello to Giraffe. And this is Rocco. It's actually Rocco number 2. The first Rocco did die. So, but yes, I'm babysitting while one of my twins is cleaning the kitchen. Welcome everybody. Grab your cup of coffee or drink of your choice. Wink, wink, and then, or a water. Sit down. Let's spend some time together. Let's talk about homeschooling. I want to know where you're from. What state do you live in? Please put it in the chat. I want to know how many kids you have. I also really want to know if we have brand new homeschoolers who are just about to start this fall. And I also want to know if we have veteran homeschool moms, because I'm going to beg you to stay to help me tonight, to help mentor the new mamas. Welcome. Come on in, everybody. Hi. It's so good to see you. I'm Christy-Faith. I am here to spend time with you this evening to talk about homeschooling, to answer all of your questions, as many as I can get to tonight. Are you guys considering homeschooling in the fall? Please let me know. I want to know what state you live in. I want to know how many kids you have. Oh, you know what I really want to know? What style of homeschooler you are. There's 9 different pedagogies. Do we already have a question?
Cute Kibbit from Arizona, 1 kid. Mrs. Paletti, California, Bay Area, and Emily. 2 kids, possible homeschooling.
Nice. Great. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Emily, I'm just starting out. So what's your first question? You're considering homeschooling and I want to answer. Hello, Instagram.
Well, we've got one from Charity the Cat, but first we'll give a shout out to Louisiana, 2 kids starting homeschooling with 9th grader.
Oh, yay. Awesome. Okay, can we do a double tap for a mama who is starting homeschooling, a 9th grader? Kara. Awesome. I'm so proud of you. Not many mamas are brave to do that, dare I say. I think the high school years are the most important years to homeschool. I just wrote a book and did an entire section on mental health for teenagers. You are doing the right thing. Trust me. I love it. I'm so excited. Ask me questions tonight about your 9th grader, about college matriculation, SAT, ACT. Ask me anything. Yes.
Charity the Cat asks... how do you keep 2 kids working at the same time? One of my children is a year older, and the younger one is always wanting to do the older one's work.
Oh,
yeah.
Not
capable. He cries. It gets messy.
I get it. How old are they? Did she say?
We don't have ages.
Okay, we don't have ages. So what I would say is I want to know what curriculum you're using, because if they're only 1 year apart, they should be able to do quite a few subjects together, and that is kind of the secret sauce for being a homeschool mom of multiple kids. You guys, age segregation is new. Age segregation is only about 150 years old in the history of the world. So the one-room schoolhouse, think Little House on the Prairie, where there was age mixing, that is a beautiful way to educate your children. So, yes, everybody, come on in, ask your homeschool questions. Yay, I'm so glad you're here.
Angel...
One word, I didn't answer her question, though.
Oh, you didn't?
Did I answer your question or not?
He cries, it gets messy.
Oh, yeah, he cries and it gets messy. So, something that I teach a lot of strategies for what to do with younger kids when you're trying to homeschool your older kids. Activities, busy bags, special toys that come out only when you're homeschooling the other. I don't know how old, but homeschooling during nap time. Keep in mind that homeschooling, if you want to know how much time to spend per day on homeschooling, in my How to Homeschool guide that's right here, it's in my link tree, it's free, it's 26 pages. I have a chart in there on how many hours per day you should be homeschooling your children. It's a lot less than you probably think. As many subjects as you can do together. So if the younger one is only a year younger and it's getting very frustrating, the first question I would ask you is what curriculum are you using? Because there is probably curriculum adjustments you can make that will keep both of your kids and yourself really happy. So please let me know. Put it in the comments and I'll move on and I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
We have Sarah Lynn in Arizona starting kindergarten, just starting out.
Hi, Sarah. Starting kindergarten. I'm so excited. Kindergarten is so fun to homeschool. What curriculum are you looking at? I want to know.
We have Emily Alabasi. We're from Houston, Texas. I want my kids homeschooled. One has autism. I feel like we're having a lot of issues finding either a school with accommodating that.
Yes. So, Emily in Texas, are you planning to homeschool your child who has autism? Is that why? Because you were having a problem finding a appropriate placement? Is that what your comment was?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And Miss Paletti also has an autistic child. How do you handle summer school?
So what I do...
Or what do you do for summer?
Yeah, what do I do for summer? A lot of mamas, especially mamas who live in states like Texas. I don't. I live in Colorado. But a lot of us, I'm a working homeschool mom. We homeschool year round, but I do mine a little bit different. I do summer light. So basically, if I get 3 days of homeschool in per week in the summer, I'm thrilled with that. We make sure that we're caught up on everything, that we're ready for the next year for math and things like that. But generally speaking, I do that because I love thoroughly enjoying the Christmas holiday season with my kids. I just want to be out and playing and doing festive holiday traditions for the entire month. And so that's why I homeschool year round. I also make sure that I give myself breaks for home projects and things like that periodically throughout the year. So it just works better for our family to homeschool year round. I also, if it's a super hot day and we've been at the pool way too much, we might as well just stay in the air conditioning and homeschool, quite frankly, because sometimes it's just too hot to go hiking and stuff like that. That can really only happen in the spring and in the fall. I mean, I'm in Colorado, so in the winter too, but sometimes it's just too hot in the summer. So I hope I answered your question. If not, don't go away. Tell me that you're not satisfied.
Emily's got some follow-up, but
okay.
First we're going to jump to Angel, New Jersey, one child starting kindergarten. She's over on Instagram. On TikTok, we have Marissa, new to homeschool, oldest is 5. What curriculum? Jess, new to homeschooling as well. Planning to homeschool my kids, son 5, daughter 4.
Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. All 3 of you are...
And first-time homeschooler Jennifer, 2nd grade, worried about times and not getting everything done per day.
Times and not getting everything done per day. Okay, there's a couple things. Ladies, listen up. 1, we got 3 of you here tonight who are starting to homeschool in kindergarten. I'm so excited. You guys might not be aware that I have it right here. My binder. But this right here, it is Christy-Faith's curriculum recommendations. It's free. It's in my bio. So if you're curious, like, what curriculum do I buy? The curricula options that I put in this free item that you can have, it's many pages long. It goes by subject. They are curriculum that I personally use or curricula that is highly respected in the homeschool community. They are trusted options that will give your kids a great education. So please go and grab that. Even right now, it's a free download. How many pages is it? Let me look. It's 11 pages, you guys, of curriculum recommendations from me. So I forgot how many pages, and it's actually pretty too. So please go and grab that. So that was the curriculum questions. What was the question after?
Where do they grab that?
In my bio. Please go to my bio. You guys, if you are on this live right now and you are a brand new homeschooling mom, meaning you're starting fresh in the fall, this message really is for everybody, but you in particular, please consider joining Thrive. I'm doing a $1 trial right now, but on Saturday, I'm doing a 3-hour fail-safe homeschool setup. I am teaching you how to set up your homeschool year. We are going to be doing our year at a glance. We're going to be going through all of our days off, planning. We're going to be having a chart where we're choosing curriculum for each child. It's a 3-hour situation, 3 hours or less. It will not be more than 3 hours. And we are going to be planning our homeschool years together. If you are brand new to homeschooling, or if you have been homeschooling 10 years, this is still something you have to do every year. You have to plan out your year every year. So please consider joining. I'm running a $1 trial right now, so you can just try my group for $1. It's office hours. We had tons of new members join just today and attend office hours. Please consider that. All of that is in my bio, and then we can get back to homeschool questions.
Yep.
All of the guides, all my free stuff is right in my bio. So go grab it.
Emily with the autistic kid says wants an academy that works with him. Looking to find a good homeschool hybrid program.
Okay.
And don't know if he needs a behavior therapist. It's more behavior, I think she
okay.
said was the challenge.
Okay.
Can't seem to find the right fit, but want a school with Christian fundamentals and homeschooling.
Oh, I love that, Emily. That's absolutely wonderful. The one thing I'm going to recommend, oh, hello, everybody. Welcome. The one thing I'm going to recommend to you, Emily, is to join. Why am I getting phone calls right now? Is to just said potential spam. Join all the Facebook groups that you possibly can. And this is for anyone listening tonight who has a child with special needs. It's really important that you are in community, even if it's just Facebook community, like a free group that you join, with other mamas who have similar or the same diagnosis as your children, because they can really help you. You can ask questions in the threads and things like that. So please do that. That's just advice. Go on Facebook, join all the groups that you can. Okay.
Jess says, I'll certainly be clicking that link. I think she's talking about Thrive, which
okay.
is great.
I'd love to see you in there, Jess. I have 3 office hour Zooms tomorrow. We could meet face-to-face tomorrow.
And she says, how do you not get discouraged when your kids don't want to listen or not focus?
And who is this, Jen?
Jess.
Okay, so when I hear of mamas giving me issues regarding motivation, not listening, things like that, I actually have so many more questions first. Someone says her live is frozen. Am I frozen to you guys?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a lot more questions than answers. So we can either meet for a consultation or we can talk in Thrive back and forth. We also have a parenting coach mentor in Thrive as well. Oh, I was offline for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened.
And tomorrow you have a bunch of office hours, too.
Yeah. So tomorrow, if you want to meet my parenting coach, she is at the 11 a.m. Zoom tomorrow. That is the Zoom for mamas of preschool to 2nd grade. And then at 1 p.m., that is my teen Zoom of mamas of kids who are teens. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m., that is my Zoom for all ages, because we have to have a nighttime Zoom because a lot of us we work and stuff like that. So,
yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I froze for a second, guys. I'm still here.
Kelly asked, where's the free guide? I only see if we join, it's free.
The free guide. No, it's free. Yeah, grab it.
There's 4 free things.
I have 4 free things in my bio. So go grab them. I have curriculum recommendations, my 5-minute homeschool style finder. I have some book recommendations and my free guide. Did I repeat? What am I missing?
Free guide,
free
style finder,
yeah.
Curriculum recommendations, book recommendations.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, I have 4 things in there.
Yep. Okay. Sheena from North Carolina.
Hi,
Babies
Sheena.
are 1 and 3. Plan to homeschool after I retire from military.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. 1
Your
and
video
3.
solidified my interest in homeschooling.
Oh, you are so sweet. Oh, I hope we get to meet one day. That 3-year-old homeschooling preschool is going to be so fun. I'm excited for you.
Key guy. I'm wanting to start this fall. I'm nervous my oldest might not want to homeschool where she sees middle school sister will be going to her deaf school still. Okay, so I think, I think she has an older sibling that's going to a deaf school.
Okay.
So she's not.
And what is this mama's name, this sweet mama?
Key guy.
Key guy. Okay, so that is a valid concern. And here's what I want to tell you. We all, actually humans in general, not just kids, we're fearful of what we don't know. Once you start homeschooling and you dive into the world and you find community and all of those things, all of these fears that you have now, they really do disappear because homeschooling is such a rich, amazing, life-giving, margin-giving lifestyle. So I wouldn't worry about that. I don't think that should stop you from taking the leap, especially if that's what your heart is telling you to do. And kids always know, they always know what they want, and they don't always know what they need or what is right for them. And that's our job as mamas, to evaluate our kids and our family and to decide what is best for us. So there are so many homeschool mamas I know that have kids who are in school and other kids who are homeschooled. It's really not a problem, but it's a fear thing right now. I totally get it. I absolutely get it. So start talking to your daughter now about what her life will look like. Let her have a vision and a picture. Make sure her first day of homeschool, everybody listening tonight, make sure your first day of homeschool is so stinking fun. Drive by a school that is in session on your way to ice cream midday, and your kid will be sold, because that's what the homeschooling life is. I actually love driving by schools when we're like on our way to a museum or our 20th field trip of the year. We drive by a school and the kids in that school, kids in school only have 1 or 2 field trips, if that. So just showing her this amazing life, and it will all disappear. I promise.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I know you're going to make efforts to have, find community, find great curriculum, teach her the best you can. Yeah.
We have Nathalie, first timer for 1st, 6th, and 8th grade from Texas. We got a lot of new ones here.
I love my new homeschool mamas tonight. Nathalie, so 1st grade?
6th and 8th.
1st, 6th, and 8th. How exciting. Are you scared?
Yep.
She said she's scared?
No.
Oh.
I was just...
Okay.
Somebody over on
You can do this.
Somebody over on TikTok says, how do you get away from the stigma when your family members say your kid's going to be weird?
You give them my book when it comes out, girl. You give them my book. So my book walks you through all of that stuff. But there is a stigma. People are going to give you a hard time. It's helpful to have grace, to really know your stuff. I wanted to say a different word. It's good to really know your stuff, to know your statistics, to be able to stand on that. And then when you have to, set boundaries. Set healthy boundaries, because there's some people that are just super unhealthy that nothing you say will ever change their mind in their view. And so you just have to say, this is the right decision for our family. You don't have to bring people to your side. What's going to bring them to your side, if anything, is them observing you and your kids. It's nothing really that you can say. People need to see things to believe it. So just do your life how you want to do it, and then be loving and kind, and just say, this is what is right for my family. Or it's really great. What diffuses a lot is jokes. Like, are you kidding? Sending my kids there? Make a joke out of it, because you'd be surprised how many people that challenge you on socialization, then you go, are you kidding? The socialization in public school? And then they go, oh yeah, you're right. They back down so fast, because what do you have to stand on when you're talking about the socialization in public school? I mean, you have literally nothing to stand on. So, but yeah, I go through all of this in my book, but my book isn't going to be available for a couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doula Abby, you have such a great question. We're going to get to you
Okay,
next.
Doula, we're going to get
over
to you.
On Instagram.
Okay.
Mrs. Kylie here would love to see some of the studies you reference in your videos. We are just starting our homeschool journey, and sometimes people's comments shock me.
I know.
And I don't know how to respond.
I know. Absolutely. I totally get it. A really great place to start for homeschool statistics, not your final destination, but a really great place to start, and someone can put it in the chat here, is NHERI. NHERI. Wonderful place to start for statistics. When my book comes out, it's like on steroids. The facts that I come with, I come with receipts, girls. Receipts. So you're going to love it, but it's not out yet. I'm so sorry. And what else did I want to answer?
Well, there's another one here.
Okay.
How do you get away from the stigma when your family members say, your kid's going to be weird?
Yes. How do you get away from the stigma when your family says, your kid's going to be weird? You know what? Have you ever met a junior higher? Have you ever met a middle schooler? When they come forward like that in a forceful way, I like to diffuse things with comedy. Here's what you need to know in your heart. There's a couple things, okay? Okay, so listen up. Let's talk about homeschool socialization for a second. There's a couple of things going on when someone challenges you on homeschool socialization. So, okay, let's sit down, grab your coffee, let's have a little class on homeschool socialization and socialization in general. Okay, so, all right. When people say, but your kid will be weird, but your kid won't be socialized, or all homeschoolers I know are weird, or I once knew a homeschooler and that kid was weird, or that family was weird, whatever people say, here's what you need to know. The homeschool kids out there that aren't weird, they just blend in. Kids who present differently, whether they are homeschooled or not. So in our society, we have, and you guys might want to write this down, we have confirmation bias. We all have that. I am guilty of that myself. Here's how confirmation bias looks in terms of homeschooling. They look at a kid at a park who looks weird. They find out they're homeschooled. Oh, it's because he's homeschooled. They look at another kid at a park, same age, maybe the same kid, another person. The kid presents as a little bit socially awkward. They find out the kid is in public school. Oh, maybe he has awkward parents, or the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Public school is not blamed. Okay, why is that? It's because of this confirmation bias. Human beings in general, when we have a belief, we inadvertently, cognitively search to confirm our belief. And we will use anecdotal examples to confirm our belief, and we will actually ignore data and facts because that is where we are most comfortable and that is where we feel the most safe. So the statistics show 87%, write this down, ladies, 87% of peer-reviewed studies show that homeschoolers are healthier socially, emotionally, and psychologically than schooled kids. When I say schooled kids, that means public and private schools. Now, what is the scale to which they are measuring these kids that score better socially, emotionally, and psychologically? Well, they are scored on what healthy socialization is. They're not held against what public school socialization is. It's held against what healthy socialization is. And healthy socialization is often not the socialization that you see in schools. Okay, so here's another thing. This is a doozy. Are you ready? And I get on a soapbox when it comes to socialization, so you might have to stop me. Okay, so here's the thing about what happens in our schools. It is more about fitting in and conformity, and that is not socialization. Give me a double heart, if you went through 12 years of school feeling lonely and feeling like you didn't belong. I did. Oh, but boy, I was fantastic at wearing the right clothes, trying to at least, when my parents could afford it. And they couldn't always. Wearing the right clothes, looking right, saying the right things, and being cool. I just would do anything to try to fit in. Here's what Brene Brown says about fitting in. Okay, listen up. Oh no, she's getting on a soapbox. Fitting in is the opposite of belonging. Fitting in requires you to not be yourself and to deny who you are in order to be accepted by a larger group. Belonging, which is the opposite, requires you to be yourself. Requires it. Human beings, we don't long to fake it to fit in so we don't get bullied. None of us are happy doing that. What we desire, this is why we want long-term relationships and we want healthy marriages. We want to feel seen and heard and to feel like we belong. That is why homeschoolers score higher socially, emotionally, and psychologically. Our culture, the homeschooling culture, advocates being yourself. Quirky is awesome because you're you and you're not having to fake it. My kids do not care what they wear. By the time, like my girls are at a certain age, when I remember when I was their age, I had tremendous anxiety over what I wore to school. These girls, what they put on in the mornings, half dress up, socks not matching, and they come down the stairs and they're like, look at me. Like they think they are just so comfortable in their own skin. And that right there, ladies, that is what we want. And we want them to hold on to that. We live in a society where we always say, okay, this is going to get you guys annoyed. We say, do you, be yourself. You got this, girl. But yet the entire message, K to 12 in school, is to fit in and be something that you're not. It's such a conflicting message. Here's the last thing. Okay, you guys, do you want me to keep going? Because there's one more thing I can say. I have an entire chapter on this in my book. Okay, so you can, oh, by the way, in my bio, if you want to be notified when my book comes out, there's a link that you can get on the email list to be notified. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to say, oh, what was it? About socialization. Oh no, I lost it. Do you know what I was going to say, babe? You've read that chapter like 10 times.
I haven't quite mastered reading your mind, though.
Did you hear him? He's like, I haven't quite mastered reading your mind. Wait, hold with me. Wait, keep your questions coming. You guys, give me a second. I will remember what I was about to say. The second piece about or the third or fourth piece about socialization. I know. Do not get me started on socialization. It'll come to me later. I know. He is sweet, Mandy.
Mandy's sweet. She says, could you record this so I can give this to my husband and all my others in my co-op? You sum it all.
Oh, you're so sweet. And I've only given you like a piece of that particular chapter. I spent so much time on that chapter, you guys, because you know what? I get pissed off. I get really pissed off when people say, so for example, like my kids are at like a huge pool party, socializing, running around, water balloons, popsicles. You literally cannot tell that my kids are homeschooled. We're literally in a social situation at a party. Everyone's having a blast. And ladies find out I homeschool and it's clutching the pearls. But what about socialization? And I want to go, can you tell which ones are mine? It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And quite frankly, kids going through our K-12 system are suffering. They are suffering. And we call bullying toughening up. That's trauma, you guys. Bullying is trauma. And we like to say, oh, they need to toughen up. Bull crap. And I don't want to say the word crap. I want to say the S word, but I will keep it clean because I'm a good Christian girl. Sorry.
So, do you have the release date for your book, says Antoinette?
It is the release. You can pre-order. The publisher has told me you can pre-order in September. So once the pre-order is out, we will blast all you guys and let you know.
You can sign up in the link.
Sign up now because, so there's a little button in my bio that says, be notified when Christy's book gets released. Put your email in there. And then you will be notified when it's available for pre-sale. And then in the spring, it drops for realsies. So.
Caitlin says, first year homeschooling this upcoming year for my son who's going into kindergarten. Any advice?
I was reading a comment. Can you repeat that?
First year homeschooling this upcoming year for my son who's going into kindergarten. Any advice?
Yes. Kindergarten is such a wonderful year to homeschool. You get to be an eyewitness of your child learning to read. I will tell you, I cherish that. All 4 of my kids learned to read with Snuggles on the couch in the fall in front of a fire with hot cocoa. It really was a dream to see their eyes light up. I am so excited for you that you get to be the one who sees those connections happen and your kids' eyes light up with brightness because they just realized they read a word. I'm so excited for you. When you homeschool kindergarten, oh, I see Masael is here. Hi. I know you were bummed that you missed office hours today. It was a really good office hours, Masael, but can you come to one tomorrow? I don't know if your schedule permits. Masael's in my group. What was I just saying? Oh no, is this going to be the night where Christy loses her train of thought? Wait, do you guys want to hear my hormone update? I'll tell you I have a hormone update, you guys.
Oh my God.
What was I just saying? I was talking about kindergarten, you guys.
New kindergarten.
Okay. Kindergarten, you're homeschooling an hour. No more. Keep it light, have it play, exploration, fun, learning to read, math. Have a blast. It is not, don't stress out. Kindergarten is so fun, and focus on that connection with your child.
Okay. Doula Abby, so sweet. She was saying, she had a couple questions. Well, first she said, we're all weird. And she said, I struggle to balance working for the curriculum versus the curriculum working for me. How do you balance checking the boxes of curriculum and being free and fun and not recreating school at home? What a great question. Girl. And
why aren't you in Thrive?
Listen, and this is even awesome too.
Girl, this is what Thrive is. Like on Saturday, I'm walking you guys through how to achieve what you're just saying right now. On Saturday's seminar.
And she says, I felt alone. I was in every club, sport, extracurricular activity possible.
Yeah.
Graduated valedictorian at public school, but I never desire to go back. Even declined my 20th year reunion invite.
Yes. I feel like we should be friends. How many kids does she have?
I don't know.
Could you make that fan blow on me?
Sure.
You guys, I have a total hormone update. I'm a hot mess when it comes to my hormone. Yeah. And we'll have a Beyonce moment of the fan blowing my hair. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thanks, babe. Don't I have the best husband ever? You guys, we have been married 23 years. Very sweet gentleman. Okay. I still want to know who's new. I want to know my veteran mamas. I want to make sure that I am giving you satisfying answers tonight. So hang in there. If I don't give you the answer that you want, ask again, girls, because I am here for it and I want to. Oh, good. Masael, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Yay!
Oh, here she goes. She's New Jersey, 4 kiddos, finishing our 3rd year homeschooling. Unit study, Charlotte Mason-ish.
I love it. Charlotte Mason-ish. I love that.
New kindergartner, 7th, 10th, plus a 3-year-old, I think.
Okay, girl. Yes, and I juggle 4 kids and working as well. We can make adjustments together. Yeah, but I don't want you stressing out. I want homeschooling to be a wonderful experience for you and your kids. But, okay.
Mandy said,
hi, Mandy.
Is it coming out on Kindle?
Okay, so you guys want to know, this is what I'm realizing about the publishing world because I am a full-time author. I mean, I'm a first-time author, not a full-time author, please. I'm a full-time working homeschool mom, not a full-time author. So, apparently, your book has to have a certain level of success before they'll put it on audio, which is crazy because I told the publisher, I'm like, homeschool moms need books on audio. Are you kidding? This is when we listen to the books in the car and all of that. So I'm just trusting that it'll be successful enough that it will make it to audio. Yeah, but they have to reach a certain level of success before a publisher will do that. That's what I learned. That was new to me. I just thought every book went on audio.
Antoinette says, hoping to go to school soon for cosmetology, nervous about balancing work and homeschool.
Yes. So balancing work and homeschool, it really depends on the type of work, what you're doing, age of kids, and amount of support that you have. And every situation is different. What I will say is the common characteristic I see of dual working parents and when they're homeschooling is it's usually a team effort and you think outside of the box. So, and by outside of the box, that means school will not, you might have to have a weekend morning where you do catch up on homeschooling, and, you just do things a little bit differently because you're committed to doing this. Keep in mind, too, that homeschooling does not take 7 hours. If you're curious how many hours per day homeschooling takes, grab my free guide. I have a chart in there that tells you how many hours for your kid's age that it should be taking, and it's a range.
Newspeak, you're awesome.
You're awesome, Newspeak. Oh.
Ruth Ann wants the audiobook.
What are you guys drinking tonight? I have coffee and water. Last night, it was wine. Tonight, it is not wine.
New to Q to Q, BQAT, BAQT, I don't know. New to homeschooling, what's the best curriculum you feel for faith-based?
The best curriculum for faith-based, I would ask you, do you know which homeschooling style most resonates with you? That's what I need to know first before I can answer that. And I don't know what faith-based, what that means to you. Because there's like kind of fundy curriculum out there, and then there's Christian Science curricula, for example, that's purely creation, and then there's neutral. There's Christian Science curriculum that's neutral regarding evolution and stuff like that. So I have to ask that first, what style you are. Are you classical, Charlotte Mason, unit study, interest-led, Montessori, unschooly? What are you first? And then I can give you some recommendations for that particular style that are faith-based within that style. So hang on. And if you don't know your homeschooling style, while you're on this live, you still have time. I have a free 5-minute homeschool style finder. Go take that quiz and then come back to the live and tell me what your result was.
Yeah, she said not sure. Unfortunately, I'm lost in all that.
Okay, don't be lost. Go take my homeschool style finder. This is why I exist. I exist so that you don't get lost. I want to give you guidance. So take that free, it's free, 5-minute homeschool style finder, and then come back and tell me what your results were.
Yeah.
Okay.
You asked what people have in their cup.
Oh, yeah, I did. I want to know what's in your cups.
This is funny. She said, where is it here? Anna says, water for me. I'm in labor.
Oh, see, are you really in labor right now? That's perfect. Ooh, I want to answer the IEP question. I saw one fly in.
Okay, but let's bounce back to Abby, Doula Abby. She said, if my kids would just finish the math, I'd be way more less stressed.
So, seriously, Abby, I hear you. I have one child that is working hardcore math all through the summer who is on an accountability schedule. Yes. So, and we can talk, that's something we can talk about, is maybe a change in curriculum is in order. It all depends. I get it. I hear you. Yeah, when math is done, that's one of the reasons why I like to do math first. Because I feel like if math and read aloud are done, I feel like the rest of the day is whatever we do, whatever we get to is good. I mean, not really, but kind of. Yeah.
Jessica says math is our struggle bus.
Math is your struggle bus. I get it. I don't teach math past 5th grade. If you need that permission, I'm giving it to you right now. I outsource math past 5th grade because I can and because I want to.
Sarah Lynn says,
I don't really want to relearn algebra. I mean, yeah.
Sarah Lynn says, I've been hearing the term unschooling.
Yes.
What is that?
Yes. Unschooling is a homeschooling style. There are also private schools in the United States that are unschooling schools. But it is basically interest-led learning all the way. If you want to read up on unschooling, I highly recommend the book. Someone can write it in the comments. It's called Free to Learn by Peter Gray. Read that book. It's well researched, well written, and that would give you a lot of information about what unschooling is. But there are 9, okay, this is going to be fun. There are 9 pedagogies or ways to educate a child in general. There are more, but generally speaking, they usually fall into the category of 9. What our school system is one of those. It's called traditional. You can homeschool in the traditional style. You can replicate the public school at home. Most of us don't want to do that because we really don't like what's happening over there. So we want to take our kids out and do something different, but you absolutely still can homeschool in that traditional style. There are 8 other styles though. There's unit study, classical, Charlotte Mason, interest-led, unschooling is one of those, Montessori, Waldorf. There's a lot of different ways in which you can educate a kid.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what resonates with you, I have a free quiz. It just takes you 5 minutes. It's in my bio.
Kara just took it.
Okay, Kara, what'd you come out as?
Classical, interest-led Montessori.
Girl, I love it. Classical, interest-led, and Montessori.
Yeah.
Okay, now that I know that, what's your question? Classical, interest, I'll try to hold that in my head. Now ask me your question that you had.
We'll wait to hear from her.
Okay.
Somebody said, going through unschooling now, and it is not easy. And somebody said, do you think unschooling creates big educational gaps?
Okay, so the first question I think the mama is actually talking about deschooling.
Unschooling. She says unschooling.
Did you mean deschooling?
Oh, she might.
Because you said a period, you're going through an unschooling. People confuse the two all the time. Do you guys want me to explain the difference between deschooling and unschooling?
Break it down.
You want me to break it down?
Break it down.
Okay, deschooling is a period. Okay. I got one person saying yes. Deschooling is what you do when you have your, and in my guide, you guys, I talk through how to deschool. Deschooling is what you do. I highly recommend this when you've pulled your kid out of school, whether public or private. The worst thing you can, if you hear nothing tonight, hear this. The worst thing you could possibly do is buy a super expensive all-in-one box curriculum, pull your kid out on a Friday, and start that ding-dong curriculum on a Monday. Don't ever do that. You will end up wasting your money. You will have a complete headache. You might even quit homeschooling because you'll think, this is awful. Don't ever do that. I highly recommend you go through a deschooling period. Now, this is what's interesting about deschooling. You need to deschool yourself and you need to deschool your kid. And I go through in my guide how to do that. And I also go in more detail in my book that's not out yet. Sorry. So that is what deschooling is. And it's a period of time where you give yourself the time and space to connect with your kids, ask them all sorts of questions about their education. Yes, you can still do, math and things like that so they don't get behind. But the point is that you're doing a lot of interest-led. You're going to museums, you're watching historical movies, you're reading great books together. All the while, you're buying yourself time to research, like finding out your homeschooling style, reading Peter Gray, right? That's a thick book. Is it upstairs? Oh, no, I have it down here. It's going to take a week or two to read different homeschooling books and figure out your pedagogy for homeschooling. So that's a time period where you are connecting with your kids, but you're also deschooling yourself. That is deschooling. Unschooling is something totally different. That is an actual homeschooling style, and some would even say it's a lifestyle, but it's an actual pedagogy like classical education, Charlotte Mason, traditional unschooling. So that's the difference between the two.
Okay.
Okay, can I have a sip of coffee real quick?
Doula Baby says, your quiz is spot on because I got unit studies, interest-led, and eclectic. Well done.
Love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually, you guys, to make a quiz fast and simple, believe it or not, takes so much work. I would have gotten that quiz done so much faster if I would have given you guys 100 questions, but I was pushing. It's got to be a 5-minute quiz. This thing has to be done in under 5 minutes. Thank you. I appreciate that because I'm always insecure about my stuff.
Callie Cat says, best advice ever.
Oh.
Shasta, preach. Preach.
You guys know that you can try Thrive for $1 right now, right? I'm in a flash sale right now, $1 trial to join Thrive Homeschool Community. This is office hours week, so you could join for $1 and meet me tomorrow live on a Zoom, face to face. A ton of mamas joined the past 2 days, and a lot of them were on the Zoom today.
And what's happening Saturday?
Yes, and then Saturday is huge. It's my biggest workshop of the year. I'm teaching you guys my fail-safe method to set up your homeschool. So we are doing homeschool planning. You show up, you give me your attention, and I will walk you through step by step how to set up your entire school year for your entire family. And that is Saturday. So I would love for you to join me. Yep. If you're a first-time homeschooler, or if you've been homeschooling 12 years, you still need to plan. Like every homeschool mom needs to plan. So I'm planning mine right along with you on Saturday. I'd love to see you there.
Sarah took the quiz and says, Style Finder, and said, I'm absolutely eclectic.
Sarah, you're eclectic. I love it. Awesome.
And, okay.
Who else is taking the quiz? I want you to come back and tell me what you came out as.
Kara followed up with, I think the Montessori seems like a path that would work best for my daughter. Now I need to find curriculum that fits under that description. Any suggestions?
Yes, I have a list of Montessori. It's a secret list. I have a secret list. So let me tell you my Montessori recommendations. So, and someone can write this in the comments. Moultrie Learning, Monty Kids. You can go to the North American Montessori Center, and you can also look for Montessori for Everyone.
Doula Baby wants to know, what time are your Zooms, and how do people, what's the average attendance and that kind of thing?
Okay, so in Thrive, I have 9 Zooms a month. Tomorrow are 3 of them, because we're in the middle of office hours week. What office hours means is that this is where you come and you submit your questions, and we actually talk face to face, where we're talking on a Zoom in a group setting. So, tomorrow's Zooms, I have the littles for preschool to 2nd grade at 11 a.m. Mountain. At 1 p.m. Mountain, I'm doing the teens, mamas of teenagers, 13 and up. And then at night, I have a Zoom for office hours for all ages. But I also have other Zooms all throughout the month. If you want more information on all of those Zooms, and Thrive offers a lot more than just Zooms, please go to my link tree, and you can read up all the features of Thrive in my link tree.
Yeah. And hello, this is from B. Does the workshop cost anything to attend? Do I have to be a Thrive member?
Okay, so here's the deal. This is what happened this year. Okay, hang with me while I explain this. So, normally, I want to do the workshop in June. My book manuscript was due right smack dab in the middle of June. There was no way I could do the biggest workshop of the year several days before a 60,000 word manuscript was due to a publisher. So what I did is I was like, okay, I'm going to have to move the planning workshop to July. Okay. But then we're into July, and then I am traveling for work next week, and we had this dollar trial already planned. And we realized, basically what I'm getting at is you have an opportunity to take advantage of me right now, because this is a decision we made. So we debated whether or not to cancel the dollar trial, because essentially if you were to join tonight for $1, you could go, you get a 6-day trial. You could still be in your 6-day trial, attend that 3-hour workshop, and then leave. And so you're getting all those office hours and that entire 3-hour workshop for $1. And I was like, are people totally going to take advantage of me? How do I feel about this? We canceled the dollar trial, then we didn't, and then we did, and then we didn't. And I finally landed on, if someone wants to totally take advantage of me, they have to live with themselves. So it's on. And you are welcome to come. And I would love to have you there, because I know you're going to love it. And also I have the history of when people try Thrive for $1, they stay. So I also have that to land on, that most people stay anyway. So I don't think people are going to be taking advantage of me, but it is, quite frankly, it's possible. But I am going to do it anyway. And in the years to come, it will be in June. It will not be in July. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alexa Torres, any advice for science and social studies?
Yes.
For a 6, 8, and 10-year-old over on YouTube.
Okay, a 6, 8, and 10-year-old for science. I really strongly believe in nature study in all of the elementary years, even kind of creeping into junior high. Do not do science with a textbook. You don't need to do it. You can have so much fun with science where your kids are excited about it. Trust me, the textbooks will come. There's going to be prerequisites for college. They're going to get what they need to know. In these elementary years, have a blast. So I personally love the Charlotte Mason style. So you can Google search Charlotte Mason science, and what will pop up is a lot of nature study programs. So that's what I recommend for science for your kids' ages. What was the other one?
Science and social studies.
Social studies, I personally love a living books approach. Do you guys know what living books are? Let me know if you don't. I'll explain what a living book is. I think history should be taught through living books, not through textbooks. And I say that all the way through 12th. I have 2 degrees in history, an undergrad and a graduate degree in history. The single best way to make a kid hate history is give them a textbook and make them read it. Why aren't we reading stories and biographies? History is awesome. Real life is better than fiction, you guys. So I highly, highly recommend that you take a living book approach to history. So, yes.
Shasta says, what's a living book?
Okay. Oh, okay. So a living book is a book that ignites a fire within you. They can be fiction, they can be nonfiction, but usually they are written by an author who is an expert in their particular field. Living books are not textbooks. Living books are also not the junk reading that you get at the library, like the Goosebumps series. And even Magic Treehouse, not a living book. A living book is one where when you put that book down, when you've read one. When you put that book down, you cannot stop thinking about the characters and what are they going to do next and what would I do in that situation. It puts an imprint on your heart. That's what a living book is. So books like Number the Stars, The Diary of Anne Frank, those types of books, those are living books. You read those and you are changed as a person. We've all had, I want to know in the comments, tell me the books you've read in your own life. It doesn't have to be when you were a kid. It can be even as an adult, that will forever stay with you. So one of my favorite books it's fiction. It's A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Man, I relate to that main character beyond anything. And actually, that's YF. That I did not realize that when I read that book. It's youth fiction, but I love that book. It sticks with me forever. Oh, Tuesdays with Maury, Blood on the River. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. We should write all these down. So you can teach history. So listen to this. Okay, do you want another soapbox? Okay. Why are we studying history? Think about it. Are we studying history so we can memorize the facts to then just regurgitate them on a test on Friday and then move on with our lives? The whole reason for studying history is to be changed and to become a better person, to learn the lessons of other people, learn from their mistakes, from their successes, and all of that. This is why we learn history. It's so that we don't repeat it and so that we are changed. The best way to do that is through a living book, not a textbook. So that's my short answer. I could do an entire seminar. Ooh, should I do a workshop on living books in Thrive?
Ooh, yeah.
Should I write that down? Last night, we decided we were going to do, what was last night? We had another idea. Someone else did on the live of a workshop idea. What was that
Screen time.
Screen time. And I wanted to find an expert. So I have experts come in to teach the workshops in Thrive, but let me write this down really quick. That was last night's. And then a living book. I would love to do an entire workshop on the power of living books. That would be so fun.
See, and this is someone who probably got subjected to textbooks. They say, history is the subject I'm dreading most, says Basic.
Challenge accepted. I'm going to make history your favorite subject. Challenge accepted. You can do it.
Yeah, it's Basic over.
Definitely do living books. Don't do textbooks. You don't need to.
Donna Perazzetti. Took your style quiz down and lost on what curriculum to use. I've been using The Good and the Beautiful, but your test said I'm a unit study, interest-led, and unschooler.
Oh, yeah. So that's not The Good and the Beautiful. Well, do you like The Good and the Beautiful? Because there are lots of projects in it. I'll wait for her answer.
Yep.
Do you like Good and the Beautiful?
Highly Blessed says, any advice on a program for homeschooling? While we wait for Donna.
Okay, a program?
Yeah, any advice on a program for homeschooling?
So go to my bio, and I have a free download for my curriculum recommendations. So go grab that.
Okay, we're getting close to the end here, but El Castillo, so ask your questions if you like.
Okay, ask your questions now, because Scott says we only have a couple more minutes.
El Castillo says, state requirements for IEP kids moving from public to homeschool.
None.
Can it be overwhelming?
No. It's better. Yes. So IEPs exist because the public school system exists. And most of what's on an IEP, all those accommodations, they're called classroom accommodations. They are accommodations to make your kid function in that environment. So do me a favor, look at the back of your kid's IEP. I've read thousands of IEPs over my career. Look at the back of your kid's IEP, look at those accommodations. What you will find is you'll find two things. You will find one, and I almost want you to take a pen and highlight in one color what accommodation no longer applies because your kid is homeschooled. Here's an example. Preferential seating. Well, I can cross that one out. Well, I homeschool. I don't need preferential seating. A quiet work environment. Cross that out. There's frequent breaks. That's often on IEP. Cross that out, right? And then when there are some accommodations that aren't totally eliminated, which most of them will be, you'll find that you can do them. So like, for example, when my sister was growing up, one of her accommodations was that tests had to be read out loud to her because of her dyslexia. Can't a mom do that? A mom can do that. And so look at the back of that IEP. You don't need an IEP to homeschool. It's just a document for your kid that is who is in the system. So it's helpful information because they give you insight as to how your kids learn. Often it gives you a diagnosis that is helpful, but there is nothing legally you have to do with that IEP when you homeschool. And I believe, and a lot of my colleagues in the space agree, that a child who has special needs, that is 100% a valid reason to choose to homeschool simply because of what the system does to those children. It requires failure and shaming in order to get help. And then that failure and shaming continues. It just does not work, and it really doesn't work for kids who have special needs. So.
Yeah. Lots of preaching and...
Oh, I love you guys. This was a fun live tonight.
It was. Abby says, would you rather we wait until after the workshop to do the trial to Thrive? So there's no hint of taking advantage? You're amazing, and I never want to come off.
Oh my goodness, you're so sweet. No. Here's where I am, Abby. Here's where I am. No, not at all. One of the reasons why we decided to stay with the $1 trial is because you guys are going to come to that workshop on Saturday and your minds are going to be totally blown, and it's an opportunity to do it. And so I have no doubt. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So the live workshop is 9 a.m. Mountain on Saturday, but Thrive members get all of my workshops on replay. So if you are in the dollar trial, you're going to have to attend it live because you're not going to, if you leave, you will not be in the group to get the replay. You would have to stay in the group to get the replay. So, you guys, and anybody in Thrive, please share your feelings about Thrive. We had a wonderful office hours today. I was so touched. We have tons of mentors in there. And every mentor has a specialty. So, and you can read up on all of my mentors' bios right in there. You can DM me, come to office hours, come to discussion groups. We even have social events. We even have game night. It's pretty great. I love it. It's honestly, it's my why. You guys are my why. It breathes life into me if I can make homeschooling that much easier and doable for you. That's how much I believe in homeschooling, and that's how much I believe in you.
Sarah's so sweet. I have loved Thrive. I have felt less alone, and it's just what I needed.
Oh, you're so sweet, Sarah. I want to cry.
Donna said, my son, this is the follow-up to the Good and the Beautiful and tested unit studies interest-led unschooler. My son who's going into 5th likes the Good and the Beautiful language arts. My 5-year-old does not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's hit or miss with that language arts. I think the Good and the Beautiful is a solid curriculum. It feels, it's pretty hands-on with a lot of the activities that it offers. So, but we can explore different curricular options for you, especially if you're kind of burnt out on it. And we don't want your younger one to not like the language arts. How old is the younger one?
Is 5-year-old.
Your 5-year-old. Okay, are you in should I say this out loud? Okay, how do I say this? How do I reframe this? How can Christy be as careful as possible? Okay, this is how I'll say it. I want you to look up Orton Gillingham. I want your 5-year-old to be learning to read with an Orton Gillingham-based approach. If you're curious about that, you can go to my download and get the curriculum recommendations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're getting pretty close here. Oh, Judith's so sweet about Thrive.
Is Judith here?
Yep.
Hi!
Kendra, Thrive's amazing.
Kendra's here!
So sweet.
Kendra, you Voxered me. And I haven't seen it yet today.
Kimberly said, I joined the $1 trial and stayed. The community and resources are awesome.
Oh, who said that?
Kimberly Baker.
Kimberly! Oh, you're so sweet.
Jessica Terry, excited to join since leaving previous co-op. Feeling a bit lost.
Yes, yeah. And what's nice is we have quite a few military mamas in Thrive as well because you guys move around so much. It's nice to have a central core for you. Kids make friends. They go to the park. They make friends. It's a lot harder to make friends as adults, I think.
And the trial ends tomorrow at midnight.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear, Scott? The trial ends tomorrow at midnight. And there are no exceptions. I always get emails the morning after. Please, please, please. It is over at midnight. It's been going on. It's a 3-day thing. So.
Brittany says, how early is it to award high school credit for appropriate level work?
High school. Unfortunately, it has to be high school. But you for sure should set up, if you have a kid who is gifted and can do that, absolutely set up dual enrollment as soon as possible. You can start dual enrollment as early as 9th grade. Yeah.
Oh, Lotus Mom will be returning to homeschool this year. I'm a vet from 93 to 2011. My youngest was born in 2012.
Wow! Awesome! Yay! And you're returning to homeschooling. I love it. Lotus Mom 528.
And then maybe we can wrap up with Key Guy 5.
Okay.
My kid also does have an IEP for speech therapy. Do you have something for speech?
Okay. Oh, that was what, and I never got that last train of thought back from an hour ago. But I do have this train of thought right now, and I'm oh my goodness, I would have woken up in the middle of the night, not because of my hormones, because I would be panicking about not saying this. And that is, because I talked about all that stuff with the IEP. The one thing that kids do get at public school is they do get therapy services. Speech therapy, occupational therapy, things like that. When you homeschool, you have to source those yourself. A lot of mamas try to go through their medical insurance to get those covered. Here's what I want to say. Don't feel like you're missing out, because I have friends who are speech therapists and in the public school system, and it's group therapy. It often doesn't even happen when it's supposed to. It's not that great. You get so much better progress in a one-on-one situation anyway. So please don't cry over losing those services. I mean, you can cry if you end up having to pay for them. I get that. But usually you'll be able to get it covered by insurance. And I encourage you to do everything possible to get those therapies. I mean, how many of you guys, you know, your kid is in speech therapy at school, but you still have a speech therapist outside of school? I mean, that's like almost every kid I know anyway. So, okay, we are gonna wrap up. Don't forget about the Saturday workshop. All the information, you guys, is in my bio. My dollar trial ends tomorrow night, so you can come in and sneak peek and test drive Thrive to see what we're all about. That ends tomorrow night, and then Saturday is our really big planning workshop where I teach you my method for a fail-safe homeschool setup. It's a co-working session that will be about 3 hours. You're gonna need to find someone to watch the kids, because I walk you through step by step. It's a lot of concentration, but at the end, it will be done. It will be awesome, and I can't wait. So I will see you guys then. Mwah! All right, have a good night.